it is absolutely important that you understand your customer's perspective, how to build the product, how to market the product, how to price the product, and how to make sure your customer becomes your marketer. The curse of knowledge, which means what is obvious to you is not so obvious to your customers or to people you're talking to. So it's important that you learn to think like your customer. So when you're marketing, when you're running that advertisement, when you're pitching to your customers, you should be aware what is obvious to you is not obvious to them. What you know, they don't know or they might not know. In fact, it is best to assume your customers are lazy, stupid, and half asleep. I'm not saying that. Daniel Kahneman, who got a Nobel Prize for writing a book called Thinking Fast and Slow, is saying that. In his book, he says all people that he tested, from the Harvard graduates to the cab drivers, everybody is generally half asleep, lazy, and stupid most of the time. When it comes to looking at advertisements, when it comes to looking at making product decisions, they're not using their full capacity of their brain. So to wake them up, to get their attention, to get them to understand how awesome is your product and service, you have to prioritize thinking like them, saying the words, saying the benefits, saying the problem that they face so they can feel you understand their problem. Your product and service solves their problem. For this to happen, the first thing you need to do is market research. The easiest way to start with market research is go to Quora.com. Find out who is your target audience, what he or she might be complaining about, and find those questions on Quora. Type those questions on YouTube. Type those questions on Google. Get awareness of what is it that people perceive this problem to be that you are solving with your product and service. Once you understand their perspective, that's the first level of market research. You do the second level of market research. You pick out a few people from that market. You talk to them, either on the phone or in person. In person is always better. And you understand what is it that they feel. Like when I started Kolkata Ventures, in Kolkata, there was nothing about startups. There were some incubators here and there who would do some parties and events and motivational talks, but nobody was hand-holding. I had at least 2 lunches to 3 lunches a day with the local ecosystem, with the local startups, figuring out what they want and what they're not getting. And I remembered what I received as a student entrepreneur in Chicago, in the ecosystem that I grew up, what helped me build $1 million business in a matter of 2 years. That I want to replicate in Kolkata, and we have been able to because we did our market research through those lunches and dinners with the ecosystem. And today, 550 startups have come out of us successfully, creating 4,700 jobs. That's because we listened to what the startup entrepreneurs need, what they lack, and how we can help them. That's just our business. There are other businesses that I have built. For example, a system for Google Analytics, where artificial intelligence called Quill takes in the Google Analytics data and spits out a 1-page rich report written in pure English that you can read and understand what you're doing right, what you can do better, and what insights you can learn about your customers. It took us a team of 300 developers and 20 editors to build this product. But before I could build it, or as I was building it, I called more than 400 digital marketing agencies around the world to find out what is the problem that they're facing. People told me, I have to pay somebody X dollars an hour, and that person can only do so much. So I have to hire 5 people to take care of my entire client base. So it's manual. If it could be done automatically, that would be fantastic. I said, how much are you paying for these people? If my software can get that done in a fraction of a second and get that email to your customer directly, would you pay $1,000 a month for my product? Oh yes, absolutely. And as we built our product and we got to the prototyping phase, we had customers paying us $1,000 a month. We were making $70,000, $80,000 a month with a prototype. And by the time we launched, we already crossed 6 figures. So the good part is when you do market research, when you understand your customer, you're not only understanding how to sell it to them, you're also understanding what to build into it that they would want to buy it. And not only that, the people you're market researching with, they feel invested in your business. They feel you're listening to their problem, and often they become your first customers. They go brag it to other people. Did you know my brain, my wisdom went into building this product? You should try it out. They become your marketers. So it is absolutely important that you understand your customer's perspective, what problem they see versus what you see, how they want it solved, how much they're willing to pay. Is it a need to have or a nice to have? And based on that, you decide how to build the product, how to market the product, how to price the product, and how to make sure your customer becomes your marketer.